Hello and good evening to everybody, and thank you to be here. I can see our friend Kapil from India, and I can see a lot of very friendly person that are getting connecting this morning. I'm so happy that there is as well Inga Kavanka from our network, and a lot of people that is connecting. Anna Tupa from Argentina, Sanjay from India, Radmila. I'm very happy to see you all because every time that we do this kind of moment is very beautiful to be with you because you are the heart of our networking. I'm just taking some minutes. I can see the grandissimo Mauro Gaspar connected from Argentina. It's a pleasure to see you and really very, very happy. As I was telling you today, we're gonna face this beautiful panel that is very connected with what will happen in September. As you know, I'm the general manager of MedFest, so I know that some of you guys are coming to Sardinia, and Sardinia must be something very well known. That's why we are so pleased to introduce you today, both Melina and Jessica. They both represent two different souls of this beautiful association in between Jazz Traveler and Orosei Adventure. Why there are two names? Because the Jazz Travel is providing you all the services you may need for Sardinia, wherever you need to have wonderful shores, or wherever you need to have a wonderful stay by the sea, or other kind of itineraries, cultural, religious, inside of Sardinia. But in the same time, there is the soul part of Melina, which is the adventures part of the company, which will lead you through this travel in beautiful places wherever you want to visit inside the real Sardinia, with gastronomical experience, tours, and many other things. So I would say that I already spoke a lot as usual. So thanks a lot, and Melina, stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Alessandro, for this nice introduction. And thank you everybody for joining. I hope we will make Sardinia attractive to you, for those who already know something about it, and for those who don't know anything about it. So introduce the heart of our business. So first of all, Orosei Adventures was born as an outdoor experience company, as Alessandro was saying. And then since 2021, we have a very strong collaboration with Jessica, who has a little travel agency here in Orosei where we live. So together we have been working on different itineraries. We've been working on looking for accommodations that can fit the interest of most of our customers. So we already collaborate together with different agencies, and we are happy to collaborate with new partners who would like to explore not only the seaside of Sardinia, but also the unknown parts of Sardinia, the interior parts, and also its culture, and the many archaeological sites we have in Sardinia, this unique civilization we have here.
So, Melina, thank you very much. Let's go through, because everybody's already starting to make some questions. Tell us about what shall we experience moreover than the sea, and what the beauty shores that we know about Sardinia. Let's go deeply in the presentation that you prepare.
Okay, thank you very much. So, well, as we were telling you, authenticity and awareness are two key points of our businesses. So we want to show the real Sardinia to people and really create meaningful human relationships with local people. And so let's move to the heart of our tours. So all our tours can be customized. We go from the sea to the inland, as I was saying. But the important thing is that we not only offer you tailor-made tours, all guided, but also an experience where you can combine some tours with rental car itinerary, where we organize everything for you, but we can also put in some of our tours. So Orosei, here you can see on the map, is our base camp, and let's say that all this area here around the Gulf of Orosei, which is the roughest and biggest Gulf of Sardinia, is the wildest part of Sardinia because of its wild mountains. It's a limestone massif of around 30,000 hectares. Where you can experience from, well, here I made a little list of what you can expect in this area. So it's part of the blue zone, so where people live the longest. It's one of the 5 blue zones we have here in Sardinia. So all this area, Barbagia and Ogliastra. And then wildest mountains, the Supramonte, strong culture and sense of community. Then we also have something very special here, which is the tenores, canto a tenore, the chanting, which is UNESCO World Heritage. And there's a lot of artisan activities, wines, especially white, red wines like Canonau, and shepherd's culture. So, and especially also to mention the archaeological sites of the area. So we're going to show you some of these tours now.
Great. Melina, people is asking me, where do we land when we come to Sardinia?
Okay.
Because at the moment, we know that we can come from not with most direct flight, but we arrive from Rome or Milano, and we arrive where?
Yeah.
Can you point it out on the map?
Yeah, that's a good point. So actually in Sardinia, we have 3 airports. One, which is the nearest to us, is Olbia Costa Smeralda, which is the perfect airport to explore all the area we mostly operate in. So many of our tours, which are guided directly by us, are in this area. So to allow you to imagine a bit, it's just 1 hour and 20 minutes by car to get from Olbia to Orosei. Then you have also Alghero Airport, which is in this area. So also the area of Alghero is worth visiting. There's the island of Stintino, for example, on the coast, but also the interior in this area of Bosa can be very interesting. And then the capital city, Cagliari, here in the south. There's also a good connection to, if you want to explore the southern part, but as we were saying before, we can also offer trips in the whole island. So we have other certified guides, because we only work with certified guides in the south, in the west, etc. So we can organize a trip in the whole territory. So yeah, these 3 are the airports. Then of course there are also you can arrive by ferry to Olbia Harbor and Porto Torres, and also Cagliari, for example, from Sicily. But that would be for someone who really has time to spend. I know many of you are coming from far away, so maybe that wouldn't be an option for your customers. I would like to show you some of the tours we offer here in the area of Baronia, Barbagia and Ogliastra, which is our base camp, as I was showing you. So we go from 4x4 tours, which explore the culture and experiences with shepherds, etc., to and also hikes in the middle of the Supramonte, which can also be tailor-made, and we can, for example, offer some experiences that last more than one day. So also guided hikes through the Supramonte area, for example. And of course, if people want to explore by sea, we have different collaborators to explore the sea. For example, the Gulf of Orosei, which with its cliffs, which is magnificent. We have different types of boats we can rent for your customers.
Melina, everybody's really into this discovering island, and everybody's asking if you can spell out which are the kind of activities that we can do. So let's say that a day we can have a 4 hours, 4 wheels tour. Then could we have bike tours, walking tours? What kind of tours do you prevent?
Okay, so let's. I think the best way to illustrate you this would be to show you some of the tours. Here we were just showing you some of the kind of accommodation you can have in the area. So from 4-star hotel, but also 3-star or agriturismo, to 4-star superior experience hotel, like for example, this hotel, which is a museum hotel in the Supramonte area. But let's go to the different kinds of experiences. So from coastal hikes like here, Monte Irveri, where we combine snorkeling and hiking. Hike to the Nuragic village of Tiscali, which is, well, you have to imagine the Nuragic civilization is a civilization which was original from Sardinia and just developed here, and they built very impressive buildings. So imagine that in the rest of Italy, there were not such big buildings as here around 1800 before Christ. So the Nuraghi, but also giants' tombs, which are their tombs. So a very interesting culture to discover. And this hike is amazing because we also go through a cliff in the inside the rock. So it's one of my favorite tours in the Supramonte.
Yeah. Great. Melina, everybody's asking that, of course, you have to think that we are just getting old, so we can walk a lot, or there is even some soft tours that everybody can do?
Great. Of course, here, the next tour I was going to explain to you is actually a 4x4 tour. For those who are not so fit, we also his agriturismo, who prepares typical of the tenor chanters. We can also experience, go to a magnificent Nuragic site, which is the Nuragic site of Romanzesu, which has also a sacred well and a sacred space, which was related to the worship of water, which was one of the most important religions in Sardinia.
That sounds wonderful. So I have a couple of questions. Are you able to organize pretty much really adventurous tours and beautiful stays, very relaxing by the beach, as we said before? But people is asking me if you can provide even for small groups that they want to celebrate a particular festivity. I don't know, 10, 12 person that are coming with familiar activities, and they want to enjoy good food, to have a tour by boat and so forth. I think that all these in your is something that you do constantly.
Exactly. So, as I was saying before, we go from tours like multi-day tours to single experiences. So if there was a group of 10, 12, we usually work with very small groups, like maximum 15 people, because we want to keep it very like familiar and really get in touch with the customer and provide an authentic experience. So if we had like a family or a group of friends, we can organize a trip, a whole itinerary. They can choose if they want to be accompanied for the whole time by one of us. So doing a trip from the air where we pick them up from the airport, and we do a whole tour, staying at different hotels, planning in some sailing tours or some 4x4 tours, hiking, depending on their interests. We can organize what they want on the whole island.
Melina, there is a specific question from Carlos Cartacini that he will be someone that is coming as well for the Med Fest. In the 5 days tours that someone is coming already to Italy can only spend 5 days in Sardinia. What would you recommend to do in order that he can have a full idea of what Sardinia is? Both of us, we know that you need months to know this wonderful region
Exactly.
and to discover it. But all our operators are very good Italian lovers, and they send a lot of people, and so they want really need to know. But let's say that for a tourist, for 5 days, what would you recommend?
So 5 days, if they arrived in Olbia, for example, I would suggest them to stick to the northern part, because it's otherwise they would have to drive a lot, and maybe it would be a bit too much driving and not so much experiencing. So the two regions I was telling you about before, so I can get back to the slide. So here, all this area. For 5 days, it's a very good experience, because most of our customers who want to spend 5 to 8 days, we recommend them, if they arrive in Olbia, to stay in between the Costa Smeralda and Orosei, but also explore the inland of the Costa Smeralda, because imagine there are ancient, we are going to show you here, like ancient very old oak tree forests, where we can, for example, organize an experience with a cork artisan and explain about the whole process of cork manufacturing in that area. Then we have very good wine cellars up there, so to have a wine tasting combined with an archaeological site, and then maybe a little bit of the part where we are, so going to a shepherd and making cheese, or having a lunch with a shepherd. That would be for 5 days. That would be a good choice.
So I would say that for everybody, of course, Sardinia is a place where you can find amazing hotels such as Capodorso, Petrizza, Delfina Hotels, Forte Village, historical, wonderful 5 luxury hotels, and other beautiful hotel 4 stars by the sea and so forth. But what we want to communicate today, as Sardinia mostly is only known because of this, I wanted Melina to emphasize a lot on the inside, the inland of Sardinia, because there is a lot to see even during the winter side, especially because if you think that in Sardinia there are mountains, there is a little bit of snow during the winter, and it's an authentic, wonderful place to be lived and experienced. So for both of the season, wherever in the world, you can experience something unique in, of course, summertime, Italian summertime, or our Italian winter time. So thank you, Melina, very much. Let's go forward to see what you want to share with us furthermore. As you have seen, there are a lot of experiences with many artists that are in Sardinia, many activities that you can do with small places where you can taste authentic food that you can taste only in Sardinia. I know that most of you are food lovers like I am, and really when you go to Sardinia, you are never disappointed, because you will find something thrilling and unique that you can either here in Milano or in Rome, we are not able to find those wonderful products because are only for a limited number of persons that are visiting Sardinia. Please, Melina.
Yes, exactly, Alessandro. So, as you were saying, Sardinia has a very unique gastronomy, but also a unique history because it has been influenced by so many different cultures. Imagine after the Nuragics, the Phoenicians arrived, then the Carthaginians, the Romans, the Pisans, the Genoese, the Aragonese, then the Piemontese. So actually, it has a mix of cultures, but also the food. Many people ask me during the tours, "Oh, we are on an island, so fish must be the best food you have here in Sardinia." And actually, it's not that way. Actually, as so many invaders were coming from the coast, the people were moving more inland, and the cuisine is mostly a land cuisine. So we have a lot of pasta. For example, here you can see one of our pasta experiences in Gallura, so in the area near Olbia, but also, for example, here we do a hike on Monte Pino, where we have breathtaking views over the island of Tavolara, which is a very beautiful island in the north. And then we go and visit Mirto Producer, which is the typical liquor here in Sardinia, and we have a tasting combined with some food also, so some local food. He has a farm where he produces almost everything, and there are donkeys around who eat the herbs around the myrto plants, so that the myrto has enough place to grow.
So that's really fantastic, Medina. I'm receiving some other questions that are doing to me if you are equipped to organize small weddings of the island or celebration.
Small weddings or celebrations, it depends on what kind of services they would like. Of course, we can provide, like for example, last year we had a couple who wanted to get married here on the lighthouse of Capocomino, which has a wonderful view over the Gulf of Orosei, and they asked us, they wanted to have this unique experience to be accompanied with our Land Rover. So we got the whole family on the top of this hill, and the celebration was there. So yes, absolutely. Of course, it depends on what kind of weddings and on the amount of people, but it's something we can offer.
You know, Medina, today we have Pamela as our perfect matching for the wedding. So that's why this question arrived. You will be pleased to meet her during the MedFest. So thank you very much, Melina. I am asking you if you have something more to share with us.
Okay, so I'm going back. I've been going back and forth to show you some of the different experiences, but I wanted to show you. Of course, we also collaborate with some winemakers, local winemakers, small realities. We don't like going to big winemakers who already have a very unpersonalized business, but we prefer going to small winemakers and having a quiet experience. For example, in this case, we go and explore some archaeology also about the Nuragic civilization, and then we have wine tasting among the wine rows. But we can also organize a dinner between the vines, which is very very romantic, especially in spring and summertime. And this is, for example, also the oasis of Piderosa. We organize some jeep tours there where we have crystal clear waters, really nice natural park with a limited number of people who can access. So even now in summer, it's not crowded. You can enjoy the sea without having to look for a place for your towel. And one other thing I wanted to put emphasis on is the experiences with the shepherds, because of course it's something with globalization, which is unfortunately dying out. Like people like Tatano, this shepherd we collaborate with, who still do, for example, make cheese in the traditional way. They don't live in their shepherd's huts, but they still do everything in the traditional way, and it's getting more and more difficult for them to survive because of all the rules, etc., the European Union imposes. So actually going to these places and supporting local people is one of our missions too. So we try to go to different shepherds, not always the same, so that we can support different people. And of course, depending of the time of the year, we can make cheese. Otherwise, we can organize a typical lunch with suckling pig. For example, this shepherd, he's a goat herd, so goat ragu or all types of different cheeses, and the must there is the mozzarella, which is goat mozzarella, which is amazing.
So, Melina, I finally understood that we get along very well because you love cheese as I do, and many others here. So we really understood that you like it. And really, you have to know that is the longevic places on the world. The Sardinian population is one of the that survives with a night age of age, over 100 years old. The ancient people are still surviving with a simple diet and so forth. One of the questions that I receive that is, of course, coherent with this is there is any particular festival or religious celebration or traditional celebration that is really worthy to take in account for a first visit to Sardinia, or maybe during a particular period? Because as so far, I know that there are a lot of popular expressions like mamutones and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so of course there are lots of different festivities here in Sardinia. One of them is Carnival, so we also, depending, here we have, for example, an experience where we go and visit mask artisans. So imagine Carnival, of course, is in February, but the experience to go to the artisan who makes the mask, we can do it all year round. Of course, if you want to experience the festivities of the Carnival of Barbagia, there are different towns like Mamoiada, like Alessandro was saying, but also Orotelio, Tana, they all have very old traditions, in which there are different characters who represent basically are figures that are there to chase away the bad spirits of the winter. And for example, the Mamutone, which Alessandro was talking about, wears 30 kilos of bells on his back, and there is a procession around the town. They dance 3 times around the fire. So it's something very unique here. A unique kind of carnival, which, who knows, maybe comes from the days back when the Nuragics still were living here in Sardinia.
And still, of course, we're not taking in account all the religious celebration for Easter time, which are amazing. I did have the chance to participate both in Cagliari and in Alghero several years ago, and really, I can assure that was really, really impressive and really touching, because it's something I think unique. Either in Italy, you cannot see any more certain kind of celebration so deep and so authentic.
Also in Cagliari, there's Sant'Efisio, which is on the 4th of May, which is also worth it because many folklore groups from all over the island come there. They bring the statue of the saint from one church to the other. So it's also something very unique. And I would say, like, even here in Orosei, we have Santa Maria del Mare, where which is also at the end of May. And the people decorate small boats, fishermen's boats in the morning with flowers. Then they bring it to the river, and then they have a procession down the river to the Church of Santa Maria del Mare, and that's also something very unique here in the area of Orosei, for example.
Great. So, Melina, I can see that there is Eloise, Valentina Gentili, Stefanie, Agita, Lisa, and many others that are joining us in the MedFest, like Juan Carlos, Radmila, Mad. A lot of persons that today are connected that will be in the end of September with us, Pamela, which I mentioned before, and Lisa, and so forth. So I'm sure that you're going to receive several emails to respond to them for all the questions that, of course, they cannot do in this moment, but of course, they're gonna send you by mail. And I think that, of course, there is even a question about incentive done by Mauro Gaspar, that is our partner since a long time, and organize incentives all over Mediterranean and Europe. And so he wanted to know in Sardinia, which is the best moment to organize something like that, and of course, which is the recommended area.
For incentive?
Yeah.
Okay, so for incentive, I would recommend mostly some hotels like in the south, like incentive. In the south, near Forte Village, for example,
Pia.
or also the Costa Smeralda, but also like depending on the size of the group, of course, there are some nice hotels in less known places where we already had some experiences with like 40 to 60 people, but we can also organize some 4x4 tours or some experiences to do with team building, etc. So
we can say that the perfect season, it could be from October up to May. Then
yeah,
from May on, usually is FIT, those one dedicated to the sea, to the shores. But
exactly.
all the year long, you can organize wonderful group and FIT as well, inland Sardinia, for many discover any gastronomical tours, religious tour, inside path, and so forth.
Exactly.
So Sardinia is really a micro world, is something is a region where I'm very well linked, and I'm in love of the place. And really, I wish that you all can discover this wonderful island. First, you yourself, that you are a traveler to Italy and very accustomed to come from all over the world, but afterwards that you can really send your customers, because they will find something unique. So I would say that we're coming to an end, Melina. If there is anything else that you want to end?
Well, I didn't get to the part about the south, so as I was telling you, it's not, we operate a lot here in the north, but we can also offer you other experiences in other places. So, for example, where we have good collaborators. And for example, if we are looking for some also catamaran tours or yacht tours, etc., both north or south, we have collaborators who offer tours on different kinds of boats and ships. Then here we have some hotels with which we could collaborate in the south. For example, here Sant'Efis Hotel in Pula, which is really nice, or in Cagliari, if someone wanted to explore the city, there's a very nice boutique hotel, Hotel Villa Fani in Cagliari, very, very nice too. And regarding like, we can also organize some pasta making, for example, combined with the UNESCO site of Parumini. There are so many different types of pasta. For example, here the people on this picture, they're making fregula, which is like a little bit, looks like couscous. And well, any like kayaking tours, somebody was asking about bike tours also. So there's also a very professional bike guide in the south, in Sant'Antioco, who offers like these tours to the Salins. So for sunset, which is a great experience in summer too, when it's hot in the morning, but in the evening you can have these kind of tours. So yeah, basically, I've come to an end. There are so many experiences to explain about, but I would say the message I want you to get from me is that there's a way to experience Sardinia in a very authentic way, with contact with local people, and also where you get to see the rough part of Sardinia and the real culture of Sardinia, which is, as Alessandro was saying, unique culture, which has nothing to do with other parts of Italy because of its history.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there is another last question from Kapil, which is asking, which is the best period to come with not so much crowd? I would say May, June, September, October, of course, because July and August are pretty crowded. But the question that we ask you to answer is, there is any thermal place or hotel with spa where they can have a particular kind nature retreat?
Okay, yeah, there are. So to the first question, yeah, actually, very nice for me. The nicest moment to visit Sardinia is, of course, spring, because it's all blooming, and it's the best to go hiking or going for outdoor experiences. But I would say May, also May and beginning of June, and then from mid-September on, because September is getting very popular the last years, and also the prices have risen a lot for September. So I would recommend end of September, even October, because climate change is changing climate, and it's still very hot in October sometimes.
Yeah, just to give you an idea to everybody, I was in Cagliari on November the 2nd, and it was 24 degrees, and I was by the beach till 2 p.m. I got the plane to come back to Milano at 6:30. I landed in Milano Linate at 8, because it's only 1 hour, 20 minutes travel, and my car was completely frost. So just to give you an idea how much is the difference in between Milano and the northern part of Italy and Sardinia. So it's a special, mild seasonal weather. Is an amazing place to be visited till really even during the summertime and the winter time. And I think that you can fully trust Melina and Jessica with all the offer that I can send it to you. So I mean,
just about thermal places, you were asking about thermal places. So there are still Roman therms in Sardinia, and next to it there's also a new establishment. It's not, I would say, it's not a luxury place now. There are several hotels with spa area, etc. But now, if you want to experience real thermal waters, there's Fort Donjanus, for example, or Sardara, but that depends on their expectations also regarding the hotel.
Great. So I want to say thank you to everybody to be here today. I will ensure you that Alina will share with you all the contacts of course, Melina and Jessica. And Melina, accordingly, she will send you all the presentation that I can tell you that was very shrink, this one that we have done to you, because there is so much to say about their product, about Sardinia, and the many activities that can prepare bespoke for you and tailor-made. So thank you, everyone. I wish you the most of you. I will see you in the end of September. I'm very pleased that you're gonna come for MedFest, and I really thank you, because I cannot wait to hug Alissa and to know in real Pamela, Rogerio that is coming from Brazil, Moshe and Julia, and the many friends that are members of our community that we love you so much, that are always present with us. So looking forward to meet you, and of course probably you will meet as well Melina, that will be there with us. And thank you very much, and see you in the next weeks for a new wonderful panel. Thank you very much, everybody, and ciao.
Thank you. Ciao. Ciao.